It's cold. Oh my gosh, it's cold. I forgot the timer. Oops. This is already calming me down. I love to hear it. That's still loud. I ain't gonna lie to you. Alright, the fan might be a little bit loud too. Let's just turn it to 1. Alright, since I'm gonna yap. Just turn it down some. I feel like it's like half my health on my voice. Okay, we're gonna do a little yap. Oh my gosh. Alright. I don't know how to speak English right now. I just woke up. I went to sleep at 5:13 after I finished my paper. And I didn't intend to go to sleep, but paper was stressing me out. And I usually don't choose to sleep as my stress coping mechanism. But today I was like, okay, you play with me, I'm going to bed. Anyway, yeah, I finished my paper today. I watched my favorite streamer, and her cat appeared, and I was like, oh, cute. And I watched her cat for a little bit as I ate my yogurt. And then next session, I locked in and I did my paper in 4 hours. I got a new strategy to doing my paper, so that was really good. Now instead of reading, attempting to read everything, because I can't. I hate reading academic papers I don't care about. If it's something I care about, I can read it. Like I've read, I read 10 textbooks like 18 times just because I cared about the subject. I'm not even lying. But if I don't care, it's just like no, thank you. It's just like no, thank you. You know. Anyway, I'm glad that I finished that because it's due on Saturday, and normally that would be the thing that like ruins me from doing anything else that I have to do. So I think tomorrow I'm gonna do my discussions for my other class since they're due tomorrow, and then I think I'm gonna work on my project, my impactful project, and hopefully I can do all the backlog for that because dude. But you're not here to hear about me going to school. You're here to hear about books. Yes, we're back to reading The Selection. Look at my dog, America. It's trying to focus on me and the book. I don't know what thing is going on. It's like, America's better than you. Let me focus on her. Yes, focus on America. Ooh, wait, that was cool. Hold on. Yeah, let me stop doing that. I'm breaking my phone. Anyway, I haven't read this book in a minute, so we're on chapter 18. And so I think I'm just going to read chapter 18, but it depends. At first, I didn't want to read because I felt emotionally distressed. And it feels like it's close to being a depressive episode because I also have bipolar, and I don't want that to happen because I haven't had depressive episodes since 2025. So let's just keep it like that. And then I thought, if I don't read, I break my habit. Someone turned the heat on? Oh, sorry. Hold on. I gotta do something about that because I don't like hot. I don't like heat. No. I'll be back. I smelt the heat. Hold on. Guys, let's sit together in darkness because I forgot to upload the short I made yesterday. Or was it today? I guess it was today. So let's sit together as we enjoy Senkuyana. Because I'll have to reconnect my camera because I have my phone right now. So give me like 10 seconds times 2. Let me go upload my short. Because I haven't uploaded a short in a minute just because I'm so annoying. Mana. Darkness Core. Darkness Core. Oh my god, imagine I was Senku. I want to be like a Senku VTuber. Dude, Senku as a VTuber? I don't think he would ever do that. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay. Let's just let's add some music first off before I hold on. You know I always use an in a house sound. In the house from Zelda. And then we go here. Nope, stop. Let's edit the sound and go all the way back to the beginning of the sound. Hit done. And then we choose the audio. Let's put it to like 34%. Let's see. Here's the reading update. Because I've read a lot. Do you hear it? Hold on. Am I the only one that hates having to put stuff the same thing every time for this Hold on. No, it's not made for kids, man. Hey, how do I schedule? Oh my god, I gotta add a description, guys. I read so much in the past week and a half of just doing this stream, and you could too if you come read with me. Join me on stream right now. I'm reading right now. So this is the most Can you do a related video? Oh, you can? What? W's, man. I need tags though. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Okay, I know that the timer is overdue. I am so sorry. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm sorry. Let's pretend the timer doesn't exist together, okay? Once my short uploads, I guess I can like use my cell phone. Because if I switch cameras, you're just gonna see darkness. And it's just gonna break the lore. I mean, I'm already breaking the lore by not wearing my hoodie. I'm not wearing my hoodie because, dude, I feel more comfortable right now. And also, people are turning the heat on. No, thank you. Okay, I uploaded it as private. Are you so serious? Let's edit this and schedule it to go out because I'm a monkey. Let's schedule it to go out today at 9 p.m. At 9:20 p.m. Okay? Alright. Let's save. Okay. It's gonna go out now. Sorry. I'm coming back. I just need to do this again. And do that again. And do that again. Oops, I don't want it to start the SOS thing for no reason. That would be weird. Oh my god, timer. The timer does exist. Oh my god, the timer does exist. Okay. I know it's time to read. So, I'm gonna just get into that because I'm sleepy and I don't want to kind of read right now. So, let's fight through our not once. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, I have to fix the camera. Oops, excuse me. Okay, this was the most broken up stream ever. Anyway, let's get to reading. Let's go! No, 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 no. My answer is no. No. No, 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 no. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why my answer is no in a second. Oh my gosh, dude. 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 I reacted many times. I'm on page 238 and I reacted a minute. And the part I'm at right now is a big N-O. No, 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 no. I hate people. No. 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 Let me edit. Oh my gosh. No. No, 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 no. 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 No, 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 no. Just all I'm gonna say no. No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Oh my god, dude, I hate everybody in this book except for two people. And I don't even know if I can trust one of the three people that really should be trusted. Uh, I said two people I trust, yeah? It's the main character and Maxon. And anybody else right now, I don't even know. I don't even know, man. Bro, so this chapter starts off from last chapter where America told Maxon about how it really is out in the real world. Like, Maxon didn't know that people weren't starving and that's why they were stealing. You know, how desperate people would become when they need food. And so, you know, that changed a lot of things in Max's mind, clearly, because after he kissed her on her forehead and he said he'll see her at dinner, he didn't see her at dinner for a little bit. And when he did come in there, there was some really big breaking, shocking news. Shocking news, breaking news. And the shocking news, breaking news was that their king said that there's been some new monetary needs. And so anyone that's a 2 or 3 naturally will not be getting compensation for the selection, right? And only 4 and 5s or would still be getting compensation. And so that did shock me because I was like, oh my god, I think America effed up. But realistically, she did a solid for her people if you think about it, because she told him about how everything is, and now he reacted like a king should. However, when the king came in and he was talking with Maxon, it didn't seem that he was too invested in what he was talking about. You could tell they was probably talking about something important because they came to dinner, and his hair was still a little bit messy, even though he was wearing in his clothes. So it must have been a rush to get there, and they didn't come to some decision. Anyway, the king just seems a little shady. I'm not gonna lie, not shady, but like I don't know what he wants, and I think he wants imbalance a little bit. If I think about just the fact that there's no written history on how Ilya came to be. And I think that's kind of shady in itself. Because think about real life, right? How do you segregate people? You keep them out of the know. And what would an 8 be? What would a 7 be? What would a 6 be? What would a 5 be? Right? And you pushing it with a 4. What would these people be without information? Just as is. America knows what she knows because of her parents. But, is every other 5 like that? And 6s, if you gotta work every day and pray for work just to get scraps that you might not be able to eat, because you gotta share it amongst your other siblings and your parents, do you think they have time to learn about, like, he doesn't have time to be educated. Aspen doesn't have time to be educated. So it's just like, I think he's wary because he's scared that the opportunity will cause more problem, which is crazy. I feel like equal opportunity alleviates problems, right? So now I feel like we're getting a little bit of the political aspect of the book indirectly. So, me personally, I don't F with the king. because Maxon's immediate reaction to America telling him about how the real world was, is it really like that? And he felt bad. He didn't want to be comforted. He felt bad that he didn't even know that this was going on and he wasn't able to make an impact, right? He already was talking about like he hates going to whatever revenue division meeting that his father was at because they never listened to him anyway. So he's having a lot of struggles. I can only imagine that just as a prince trying to be helpful. You can clearly tell he's helpful. And I'm wondering, I don't know. Anyway, what happened this chapter is after that, a lot of people were upset. And guess who was most upset? Celeste. Isn't she a 2? She's a 2, I think. And America said, I guess when you are used to receiving money, what did she say? Because that was annoying. I hate her. I called her a B word. And I'll tell you why. I called her a B word. I'm not going to lie to you. She said, America said, Celeste, for example, was fuming. I guess if you had a lot of money, you got used to the idea of collecting it. Bro, if America told me that Kota wanted to become a 2 and maybe had the financial stability of a 2, you don't even need the money. If her and her family could eat peacefully plus Kota off of Kota's income, there's a lot going on. But I think we also live in a world where a lot of people don't realize what you can do with little. You don't realize. Sometimes, dude, I used to make, like, me and my mom shared 2 eggs. And you don't realize you can get full off of sharing 2 eggs, like an egg apiece. I mean, it's not a great full, but it's like, dude, you ate. There's people who don't get to eat in this world. And there's people like Celeste who don't care. Anyway, as we go on, America's trying to get Maxon's attention, but he doesn't look her way, and I could only assume it's because he's trying not to influence anything. But anyway, as we go on, the king says he'll talk about the rest on the report, which is happening tonight. And America's really nervous about that because they're going to get to talk to Gavril, which is, I guess, the host of the report. And she doesn't really want to have to think about that. And so her maid, I think Mary, is quizzing her, like, of all the possible questions they could ask. And then she throws in one, like, you know, which is for her own curiosity of, like, have you ever kissed Maxon? And America's trying to act like she's fake mad. And she's like, of course not. Anyway, a little bit later, I think Lucy and Anne come in with a dress. And I think Anne said, Lucy and Anne come in with a dress. And America's a little surprised or shocked because, like, you just made me another one. Like, you just made me one last week for the report, which was her blue dress that she wore last time. And I love the maids because they're looking out for America because America's a good human being. And America could have ratted Lucy out a long time ago and said that she was unfit to be a maid, but she didn't. She didn't do that because she understood. She understands. She learned in that moment that the cast has cast inside a cast. In the palace, you know, 6s have levels of 6s. And in there, being a maid is like being a 1. Being a maid might be like being a 3, being a 2. That might be like being a 2. In the eyes of the 6s. So, you know, she understood. And I know that they understand because America does things with them that I don't think other people are doing. She was playing card games with them. She's talking with them, having a good time, treating them like people. Which I don't know if the rest of the people are doing that, but I can imagine America's one of a kind. Because they came with the dress because they realized in the storerooms they see things, they hear things, the other maids, and they were explaining to her that you're the only person that had, you and Janelle are the only 2 people that had dates with Maxon twice. And word is that Janelle's another B word. Janelle got sent home because she said some rather unkind things about America. And I was like, you know what? It be the people that yap the most. And you know what? It made me think differently about like humanity. She came in there yapping so much about, oh my god, the Maxon likes me 2 days, 2 dates. Well, now you got yourself sent home. And so she said some rather unkind things about America that Maxon didn't agree with, and he sent her home. So I have to yap about this just a little bit longer. Anyway, he sent her home. And after he sent her home, she cried and wham, 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 wham. But she knew he was being a B word. Anyway, that shocked me. And I put a shocked and anger tab there because what the heck? And then the next page shocked me because Lucy said that everybody was trying to get dresses in a version of a blue, like in a theme of blue. Some people's, as you scroll on and see, some people's blue went from bluish to green, some people's blue faded into white, or even purple. But you could tell it was a theme. And she also said that people requested not to wear jewelry, just like America. So everybody's trying to copy her. And I'm just like, dang, why you on my body? Why you on my body? Like, dang, be your own person. See, like, and I said to myself when I was reading, I said, just because you wear somebody's shoes, don't make them yours. Don't make the shoes yours. Don't make the shoes yours. Just because you can step in somebody's place don't mean you can fill it. And that's where I'm like, I can't wait till half of you get erased. Because the dress they made her right now is a red dress. And if I recall, one of them book covers over there got a red dress on it. So I'm waiting for to read that book. Because yo know. You know. Anyway, now we're at the point where she's sitting in the chairs as the people are in the building room for the report, and everybody's looking at her a little bit accusational. Like, even Chris comes up to be like, your dress is really nice. Kind of like accusation. Like an accusation, like her dress is the only red dress in that mother hecker. Everybody else is dressed in a version of blue, and they're all wearing no jewelry. Anyway, Celeste is beaming at her. And now Celeste is trying to act happy with her and ask her to come with me for a second. And my mom was like, no, stay away from me. Get back. I rebuke you. I rebuke you in the name of the Lord. She's evil. Okay, I don't like her. She was a B word, entitled B word from the beginning. But you know what I'm getting at? Celeste knows how to move. And it's probably that rich mindset. Rich people know how to move. She's probably tactical as a mother hacker because she knows not to open her mouth. She don't talk unless she needs to talk. And I thought in that moment, she's right. Most of those girls are probably going to talk themselves right out the competition. And that's just unfortunate. But I need Celeste gone too, okay? I need Celeste gone tonight. But I guess she's the only girl that obviously is the pure confrontation amongst the girls. Most likely. And now I can't really trust anybody, and I don't really like anybody because Janelle, you didn't have to. Like, what? What could you have said about America? Anyway, I don't even know if Marley becomes evil. I'm just gonna crash out because Marley's the only person that's been nice to her, realistically. I don't know. I feel like something's gonna happen to Marley, and then they're gonna blame it on America, and have it be proof that it happened from America. That's the only way I can see anything happen. But she obviously stays, right? Like, she must be the girl to cover all these books, right? I don't know. I'm scared. Anyway, I'm about to read some more because this book's fire and I read 8 pages. Even though I was like, everything that could have possibly happened between that happened. Anyway, let me just show you. Oops. Dude. Let's look. Ooh. Okay, after that, then it's not that much colors. Anyway, back to reading. That was how much longer did I spend yapping? 5 minutes. Do I need to yap? You get ready to read because this book's fire and I'm ready to talk more about it as I read the rest. I don't know. I might read a lot of this book. I don't know. I'm not going to say yes or no. Anyway, let's get to reading. was too locked in. I'm sorry, bro. This book was so good. Hold on. The fact that this chapter long as ever, by the way. Oh my god, hold on though. I just want to say one thing. I just gotta say one thing. Peak. That's not the one thing I have to say actually. I don't know if this music's even making noise, but the one thing I have to say is that I was so immersed that I came out of the story and then I realized I was alive. Like, I was so immersed into the story that I don't even know that I was existing. Like, I don't know where I went, but I was inside the book. That's only ever happened twice. That's only ever happened twice to me. And it wasn't always in Forever. It wasn't Fault in Our Stars. Prized. Maybe Bookmark count, but really Prized. Prized and Stay With My Heart were the only other two books where I read and I felt like I wasn't alive. This book is so good. I'm on page 251, and I couldn't stop reading. My timer went off when Maxim was talking. I was just like, excuse me. I was like, excuse me. Do not interrupt. Do not interrupt my son. I guess I'm America, so my husband. I mean, it's not really her husband yet. But anyway, I'm on 251, and that dude. This chapter's long. I guess it's about to end, right? But we have like 50. We have 50 plus pages left. Like, really? Like, it ends at 327 because I looked, and that's how I wrote it there. But like 70 pages are left. This is crazy. I would assume this chapter is about to end. But such crooked bull sharks happened. And it's all got the name of Celeste, whatever her last name is behind it. Okay, so as Celeste pulled up, she dragged America before she could even answer to her if she's like, do you want to come with me? Can you come with me? I need help. She literally dragged her out her seat to behind the curtain. And she said, take your dress off, I want it. I'm like, I know you're not talking to me. I know you're not talking to me. So basically, she wanted her dress. And I'm so glad America said, I'm not gonna say it. She said, F you, baby. No, she didn't say that. She did not say that, but I wish she did. And there's a lot of things that happen in this chapter. So, Celeste, she told Celeste, I'm not afraid of you. And she said, next time you pick out your clothes, maybe you should try being yourself instead of me. Oh, wait, but maybe then Maxie will see you as the brat you are and send you home, huh? And Celeste crashed out at that. And you want to know how she crashed out? She ripped the sleeve of her dress, of America's dress. So, I was shocked. I was shocked. Oh, I'm breaking my book. I was shocked. And I was also happy that America stood up for herself. Because, how dare you say, I want your dress, take it off? Who are you? Who are you? Now, America also told her no the first time, and she tried to leave, and she dug her nails into her skin and pulled her back. I'm like, you're touching me. See, she's getting under her skin. Celeste is getting fearful. She's getting fearful because she knows. She made her dress blue because she knows Maxon likes you. And then she's getting fearful because maybe I can't smart talk myself out of the situation. Maybe I can't finesse myself. You know what I'm saying? When you realize you can't do anything. That's what position Celeste is in. Anyway, after that, she went back and Marley had saved her a seat. I think behind behind Emeka and Samantha, and she told them that Celeste. Well, they asked what happened to her dress, and she told them that what Celeste did, and they both, all three of them, tried to help her fix her dress and tuck it in and hide the strands. So it almost looked like nothing happened, but they said you need to tell Maxon so you can turn her in, because she's a nightmare, and yeah. And America said she'll tell him the next time she sees him. Anyway, soon Maxon came in. I guess the Queen and the King came in, and Maxon came in to tell them that he would be giving an announcement for the first time ever in the history of the report instead of gavel first. And his announcement was essentially that he put in place a project that is using the funds of the 2s and 3s that the 2s and 3s would have got, and he's using it to set up Providence, based like food shelters or something. I don't remember what he called it. In each province, essentially, so that 4s, 5s, and 6s, 7s, and 8s, Is that what he said? Oh no, any 5, 6, 7, or 8s can go there in the evening for a free nutritional meal. And he said he doesn't know how long this will last, but he said that we can do it as long as we'll try to do it as long as we possibly can. And he insinuated to any 3s, 2s, and 4s that, and I thought this was really nice of him. He said, the roads you drive on don't pave themselves. Your houses aren't cleaned by magic. Here's your opportunity to acknowledge that truth by donating at your local province services office. By birth, you have been blessed, and it's time to acknowledge that blessing. People are born in their caste by who knows what long-standing respect that their past ancestral family line generation has had in this country. And it's just like, dang, the king didn't think of this before. And as Maxon is talking about this, you can see the difference between his parents. His mother is radiant with pride, right? But the king was clapping without excitement. So he doesn't like this idea. And I can only imagine from a leader's perspective, he doesn't see this being good. And I don't understand why, as a civilian. As a king, I see this only making more things to fight over. But it wouldn't be that way if you would just help. You know what? After king. Anyway, after the thing, when it gets to the whole point of this report is to get to know the girls a little bit better. And everybody's trying to be sexy. I hate that word. Or coy and reserved. And America, when she gets to her turn, she's just being herself. And Gavril's been asking every girl, are you the person that yelled at him? Are you the person that yelled at him? Are you? How about you? And every girl's probably saying no. So, when he gets to America, she does explain how she's a bit stubborn, feisty, or like a little bit of a temper. And so he asks her, are you the one that called him a name? And she's like, yeah. And Maxon's laughing and telling like you should make her tell the whole story. And she does. And she accidentally ends up calling Maxon informally. She says his first name, without majesty or prince in front of his name.
And there's a lot of shocks and gas. And Gabriel said, "Oh, it seems like you two do have. You see that you two do know each other really well, because oh, I know that fire. I know that he did Celeste up. But anyway, after that, she felt so embarrassed and everything. And after the report, she was in her room, and she got a knock to her door, and it was Maxon. And she came here, and she's like, "I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that." But he's not mad at her. He said he does wish that it was in a that the name that he called her, that him calling her that, could have been in a more private setting. But I mean, he knew she called him that all the time. It was bound to slip out. So now we're right here, and she said some really good things about him. So, they're talking to each other on the balcony of her room, and then he's bringing up how, you know, Aspen, even though she doesn't know his name, will fall in love with her again just because of how he saw you tonight. So we're right there. I'm on page 251. Really good, really good, really good. I feel like it's about to go down because there's only like 50 pages left, and I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. But yeah, I'm gonna keep reading. I don't know. I feel like there's not that many pages left in this chapter, so let's go. Let's go reading. Let's get to reading some more. I'll see you in the next 10-minute breaky. Oh my god, was I reading more than a minute? Dude, 1 second in this book was like 2,000 in real life, huh? Dang. I was so locked in, bro. I didn't set a timer, I think. That's the problem. Dang, my bad, bro. I'm not following the rules, man. But it's good to know that I'm on page 266, you heard? That means that there's not that many pages left. Honestly, a lot of good things have happened. A lot of realistic things have happened, which is the most important part. A lot of realistic things happened. I need you to understand that, okay? Realistic. Because if they didn't happen, I would have crashed out and be like, please don't do this. Please, okay? There's a time and a place, okay? There's a time and a place, and this wasn't one of them. So, I'm glad that the author knew what to do, okay? Alright, so hold up, let me update. I'm on page 266, you heard? And I'm also on chapter 18. I feel like I should finish this chapter, but should there be a time limit for the last one? I've been doing this for 2 hours. I don't know. But, like, I feel like I should finish the chapter. But I feel like it's going to end in a very tense place. And I really don't like where it's going. You know, it's just a sense. Nothing's happening per se that I should be tense about. But I'm very tense. I'm very tense. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. So anyway, Max knocks on the door, and you know, he's basically saying like, you know, you're gonna, when you go, it's gonna be sad, and although I don't really like her boyfriend, even though she keeps saying it's like he's not really my boyfriend. He doesn't like him because, you know, Aspen dropped her right before the competition. He forced her to sign up for. So, anyway, that made her crash out because she was doing it for him, as you would know. But, anyway, they talk about how she responded during the report about him and saying he's all things is good, and whoever he marries or whoever he chooses, either way, she'll be great to be his subject. And I think that made Maxim very touched. And so when he came to visit her, he couldn't help himself, and he actually kissed her. And America backed away quickly, like, well, why did you do that? Why did you do that? And Maxim was so sorry. He's so sorry. He thought after what she said on the report, and you know, her contacting him yesterday, the day before, you know, when they had to talk about the different cast and what they experienced, her seeking him out, she thought maybe he had thought maybe her feelings had changed since then, since, you know, she said they wanted to be friends, so she thought maybe they had changed, and he thought that she could tell he liked her, which was really sad. Because he really does like her. You really can tell. And America immediately thought, wow, he wanted his first kiss to be with her, because he said he never kissed anyone before. And so that made her think about how she's holding on to somebody, Aspen, that she might not even be able to return to or want to return to. And if Maxon is actually trying to get to know her better, and he's such a great person, and he obviously wants to get to know her better, is it so bad to fall in love with him, possibly? And so she thought about all those things and thought, dang, I gave you a bad first memory. So she's like, let's erase that. And they started over from the point where she was like, it's hard to act like anything other than perfection, because they were joking, like, he called her so beautiful that, like, he's gonna be ashamed when she leaves, you're gonna have to take a guard with you. And he said it really is a shame. And then they kissed, and it was so cute. But the chapter 19 started, which, yeah, I'm on chapter 19. Hold on. Dang, bro. I'm on chapter 19. Should I stop? I feel like I'm in the middle of a chapter. I don't feel like I should stop, though. I really don't want to. I feel like I should stop reading when I want to stop reading. Like, I feel like I should, but I feel like I don't want to, so. Anyway, in this chapter... What? What? Anyway, in this chapter, it's getting America's nerves unsettled because everything now is really agitating her a little bit. Like, she doesn't want to be a part of the selected. And that's because now she's hypersensitive to the fact that Maxon still has to play his part of the selection where he's getting to know the other girls, and so a lot of things that, she's a little bit sensitive of now are occurring in her head a lot more, such as Emika. I think it's somebody got a comb. I think it was Emika. She got a diamond encrusted comb. And Olivia, she actually got kissed by Maxon as well. And so America started thinking, what makes her so special to get a kiss? And she started feeling any type of way. But as the girls talked, you could tell that everybody was on the same terms of understanding that everybody is here, but none of them want to overshadow or overlook any of the others to get further in the competition, even if they're all there for different reasons. Such as one of the girls, I think it was Tuesday, who said something about, like, who am I to denounce any of you, when, we're all equally going for the crown. And America took in and noticed that she said the crown and not Maxon himself. So, everybody came to a mutual understanding that we may all be in this for different reasons, but we're all in this together. And I guess that put things in a different place. But as the days going on, I think America's just not feeling comfy, and so she doesn't really want to be there around. So she was going to go to her room, but Sylvia came in and told them that the Queen and King of Switzerland, I think, is coming there. And so they all got to get prepped, and they got to learn how to be etiquette and all these things. So they had to go to, I think, the ladies' room or women's room or something like that to learn and everything like that. Anyway, they set up very quickly for the King and Queen to come. And I think also on this day, the Queen's family had came. And if you get chosen for the selected, you and your family become ones. So not only is Queen Amberly's the one, so is her family, which is like her sister. I think her sister Adele is there, and her sister Adele has like 6 kids, and Maxon's taking pictures with his cousins and having a good time with all of them, even though they're kind of like, tugging on him and, doing a little bit of informal activities. Maxon's got his camera out because Maxon loves photography, and he's taking pictures of all of them. And I really love the conversation between Adele and America, because America was talking to Adele with 2 other girls, and the 2 other girls didn't like the way that Adele carried herself. She was there and she was drunk, and she talked rather different and very, not informal, but like not of the status in the girls' mind of being related to the royal family. And so when she left, one of the girls said, dang, what did she say actually? Dang. I didn't mark it, did I? I know I definitely did. Yeah. Yeah, someone said, you think she had picked up a few lessons in decorum over the years. How did Sylvia not get a hold of her? And that's what America said. Need I remind you, she was raised as a Ford, same as you. I shot back. And that shut up one of the girls that was the actual 4. But the girl that was also there that was actually naturally a 3, she kept saying it's so embarrassing because you can bet if I win, my family will either be trained or deported. I wouldn't let any of them embarrass me like that. It's the people with no real stakes at hand who out here yapping all day. Anyway, whatever. After that, America said silence, and she left. And she went to go see Marley. She really didn't want to hang out with Marley. She didn't want to hang out with anybody. She's really fed up with it every day. I think Maxon even saw her and tried to take a picture of her, and it surprised her, and that broke her last strand of patience that she had. And she was kind of mad. She was kind of like not mad at him, but just like annoyed. Just like everything. Like, I gotta share you amongst everybody. And she knew that when she told him in the last chapter at the end that it's a possibility that they can get together. But you know, it's realistic. Like, you like someone and you're kind of on the fence of, dang, now, you know, he gotta play Prince to everybody, you know, and she knows that. She's aware of that. But it just hurts a little bit. Like, very reasonable reactions. If it had been like, she's like, no, Aspen, who left me on the day of and forced me into this competition I didn't want. Which I'm pretty sure Aspen did it for her own good, but it's realistic for her to be like, I don't even want to think about you anymore. Because he's holding her hostage here. Even though she's not thinking about him every day. Anyway, really good stuff. And I think something important that I want to talk about before we go back to reading is she went to go look at Marley because Marley was sitting by herself, and the only person that was nearest to her was a guard. But Marley was sitting on a bench in the burning sun, just like burning. And America tried to come over there and tell her, like, hey, you might want to sit in the shade, you know? You might turn into the color of my hair. And, you know, America's hair is, like, red. So she's like, I'm happy here. And then America tried to grab her hand and actually pull her. And she snatched her hand, not angry at her, but she snatched back like she was clearly tense. And she said, like, I prefer it here. And America was already fed up. So she was, like, frustrated and just left her be. And went elsewhere. But I don't like that. Why is she tense all of a sudden? She must be going through the same thing America's going through in her head. But, like, it's on a different level. I don't know why. I don't know. I feel like tomfoolery is about to happen in these last few pages. I don't know. Tomfoolery, not for me. Because I can't read the second book. Because I'm going to read Promise next. And it's going to be sad. Don't ruin it. I mean, you're going to have to. It's like four other books over there. I don't know what they're about. But yeah, now we're talking with Adele, which is Queen Amberly's sister. And she also feels very overwhelmed today, too. Especially because she feels like she's beneath herself due to so many factors. And we learned a little bit more about Queen Amberly. But yeah, I'm in a conversation with Prince. Well, she's not Princess. Not Amberly. Adele, which is Queen Amberly's sister. And America's talking to her. Because America felt really comfortable with her. Because, you know, she used to be a 4. It's not too far from a 5. Anyway, I'm going to keep reading because I'm having a good time. But if I end chapter 19, I am stopping the Palmo because I gotta go to sleep. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I slept already. Anyway, let's start the next Palmo. I'm so sorry to do this. I knew I should have done another Pomodoro. But I am on chapter 20, and I don't think I want to read one more. I mean, I think it's going to get heated, and if I do read, I'd much rather it just be tomorrow. Did I read the rest of this book? Dude, it's so colorful now. Hold on. Where's the camera at? See? Oh, how am I going to do this? You can't see that, but... yeah, that was a fail. Again, I've done this so many times, I fail every time. Yeah, I'm on chapter 20, and I don't think I'm going to read anymore. So, I'm going to end... I made it pretty far in the book. I'm on page 268. I'll probably read tomorrow because I think it's going to get a little hectic. So if I want to read hecticness, I want to read it all at once. So we'll end here. We'll end here. That chapter, by the way, I'll just talk about how it ended. I think after the talk with Adele, I'm actually on 260. Am I on 268? I'm on 269. My bad. I'm on page 269. And then, I'm on chapter 20 now. So we read 2 chapters, and I didn't intend to. But we made it through. I'm proud of myself. I started on chapter 10, on page 100 when I started reading again. I actually started reading, I think I read chapter 5 up. So I read chapter 5 to 10 again because, dude, I had to remember from the point of her getting selected all the way up to her first day at the selection. So that's a good amount of book. Like, what is this? Oh, yeah, I started highlighting. Crazy. Dude, it took me like 100 pages to get attached, but I really like the book from the first page. From the first chapter. I just stopped for a little bit because I think I was bored and depressed. And everybody that I watch read, like my favorite reading streamer is Anook. And Anook streams on Twitch. And she's in a book slump right now, so she's not reading. But she even read for 50 tens, and I was like, dang, I can't even read for 50 minutes. So making it more easy for me, like 25 minutes, has been such a game changer. And I get to stop for 10 minutes and talk about what I read, which makes me feel happy. It makes me also practice my memory, because, I cannot remember anything. So this is a really good and near to dear experience for me. And if anyone ever sees this, I hope that they had fun too. Let me know what you read, and I hope to see you again. Okay, I will read tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm gonna do my classwork and a lot of my personal project. So I will come back probably. I don't know when. Maybe 7. But I would realistically say, since I finished my paper early, I'm probably gonna come back at 9. So yeah, we've been here for a minute. It's 11:26. Okay, well. I'm going to tell you first what Elle said, and then I will go, because I'm sure my computer's dying. It's not. Never mind. It was glitching. Anyway, Adele talked basically about how she felt a bit inferior to her sister because the way her sister holds herself is so many layers. On top of being a 4, she had to deal with 3 miscarriages, 2 before Maxon and 1 after. And Adele's like, I got 6 kids, so I feel very bad. Like I don't deserve anything. And that's when America realized, like, on top of her being a queen who holds herself really well in the face of adversity, she's able to withstand such personal loss. And she's out there trying to understand who would be the equivalent of a daughter to her, So she's not trying to get super attached to people that will probably go home. She's just trying to understand what her son will, get attached to. And she's on top of being a queen, she's a mother, and it's just so much that America taken in. And she realizes, if I'm ever gonna possibly get to this point, I need to understand what's really demanded of me. And so she went out back to Maxon and faced this fear head on, that I'm just gonna have to go through it if I want the possibility to be with him. And so they both tugged their ear and smiled slowly together, and they're gonna meet each other in the next chapter. But I truly think Marley is being influenced by Celeste, probably to do something for America, and I don't like it. I don't know, I didn't see anything. I don't know why I just did that. I saw the word staff, and maybe I shouldn't have done that. But yeah, what if I saw a word that was very traumatic? Anyway, let's just see what happens tomorrow, because I will read this tomorrow. So I'll schedule the stream. I'll see you again next time. Bye bye.